Hi friends, welcome back. Today I'm bringing you along for a full day in our life as a homeschooling family of 7. We're starting with breakfast at our counter, then jumping into our homeschool lessons, and even tackling a new project I've been excited to try. In between, you'll see plenty of laundry because real life never slows down, and we'll head into the kitchen for some of our favorite from-scratch meals that keep everyone fed and happy. It's a busy, ordinary, beautiful kind of day, and I'd love for you to grab a cozy spot and join us.
Wait.
Wow, good job.
Fill it like here. What time? One more. You making a smoothie?
Yes.
Oh,
You want these berries?
yes! Black berries. I remember that milk.
Remember that milk?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to try this protein powder?
Yeah.
To start off our morning, everyone cleans their room, brushes their teeth, their hair, and gets ready for the day. Once everyone's ready, we all go downstairs together. Last night, I mopped the kitchen floors, so this morning, all of the kids were carrying the chairs back into our kitchen for me. And then I started making breakfast. For breakfast, we were just having smoothies. The kids requested them this morning. I added frozen banana, frozen berries, milk, peanut butter, and we actually are trying this new protein from Earth Chimp. They sent it over to me, and the kids have been really enjoying it. They call it their monkey protein. I personally prefer more of a whey protein, but it tastes really good, and the ingredients are still really healthy, so the kids have been really loving it. Then we'll pray, and I pass out the smoothies to all the kids. While they're eating, I clean up any mess that I left behind, and I've also been experimenting with homemade yogurt. I've shared this in previous videos. My family eats so much yogurt that it just makes sense to make it myself at home, especially if it's a lot cheaper. But I've been trying to figure out the easiest setup for straining it because we like a Greek yogurt. But this one was really good. You'll see me take it out of the strainer later, and it came out really thick and it was really delicious. This time what I did was I put cheesecloth over a colander and then poured the yogurt on top of that and then just set it in the fridge for a few hours. The last time I did it, I put it in a cheesecloth bag and hung it from one of my cabinets, but the bag I have just wasn't big enough and it was really messy. So this way I definitely liked a lot more. It's amazing how I take my eyes off my baby for 1 second and he's covered in smoothie, which I know people are probably like, well, Priscilla, you gave him a smoothie, but I don't know, it just happens so fast. I already had breakfast, so now I'm getting to my coffee, but instead of coffee, I've actually switched it up and I've been having chai every morning, like a chai latte. Baby needs a seat bath. I shared the recipe in my last video on fall recipes. I'll link that in the upper right hand corner. But it's been my new coffee in the morning, which I know it's not coffee, so I shouldn't call it coffee. It's just crazy that something's taking over my coffee. Here's the issue though, is I'll have it because it sounds so good and tastes good, but then later I still want my coffee. So really I've just been having 2 drinks a day, which the more drinks you have, the less actual food you can have. So it's probably not the best idea. It's probably not the healthiest thing. But I'll just give myself another week and then I'll get back to healthier habits. You go ahead and start doing your handwriting stuff while I go wash. This is where you trace it and then you copy it below. And do this page. Come on, baby. Now we're getting started on homeschool. I feel like this is a very realistic day because you see that as we sit down, I immediately am taken away to change the baby's diaper. So that's just how things are. Constant interruptions, but we just roll with it. So now my baby is just crawling around on the floor, finding things to get into, and my boys are upstairs in the playroom playing together. Write your name up here. Austin wanted me to show you this. He said that, tell Flo I'm eating ice cream in the city of Florence. It says in the city of Florence eating ice cream. Read each sentence. Circle the words with the long O sound and then write the words on the line. Next. Ah, as in cost. Ah. It's so much fun for me to look back at the footage that I took and see the cute moments of my kids. Like when Florence is always looking at the camera and like smiling and waving, and I don't realize it until later. I just love it. So Florence and I, so far we've done her recitations, we've done spelling, we're finishing up Latin now. Meanwhile, the boys are coloring at the opposite end of the table. Also, Florence right now, she's doing her vocab drill for Latin, which is where she just writes all the new vocab words. And during that, me and the boys decided to start a project. The company Grow Near sent me one of their indoor hydroponic systems, and I've seen these before and really wanted to try them, but didn't want to spend the money on it. So I was really happy they gifted me one. I wasn't sure how fast it would be to set up, so I pulled everything out, realized it would take too long, and decided I would do it after homeschool. We have a play set right outside the window where I sit when we're doing homeschool, and it's really nice because as I'm doing homeschool, the boys can be going in and out to the play set, and I can be keeping an eye on them through that window while also working with Flo.
I know how to do it without your bed. I will under the tree.
So look at this map. Remember where they lived in the book? In One Morning in Maine. They lived in Maine. So now we finished our reading. She's doing math. And then for enrichment today, we did history. And then we're finished with homeschool. I've shared before the boys are doing a 2-day junior kindergarten. Some weeks I'll try to do more than 2 days, but most of the time we are just doing 2 days because it's a good amount, because it's about what I can handle right now. Oh. Okay, all done. Can you put your pencils away? I'm getting started on setting up this hydroponic system. I, at the end of building it, realized it didn't come with seeds. It comes with everything but the seeds. And that was enough to prevent me from continuing. Even though I think I have seeds upstairs, I was like, I need to grab seeds. I'll take a break. So there it is. I don't know how I feel about it. I feel like the baby's probably going to get into it. But if anything, I usually do start seeds indoors in February because I like to start my plants from seed. So if anything, I'll use it for that and I'll keep it upstairs in the bathroom away from the baby. We'll see. I'll keep you updated on it. If anything, I thought it would be a fun homeschool project to do with the kids. So that's why I was excited to try it. For lunch today, I had bought these tomatoes to make this pasta dish that I saw someone share on Instagram, and I wanted to make it before the tomatoes went bad. So that's what I decided to make for lunch today. It's very simple. It didn't call for minced garlic, but I just added it because it felt right. So I added the minced garlic, and then I added the tomatoes and a cup of olive oil. Then I added some salt and pepper and a couple of red pepper flakes. And I'm just letting it cook on medium-high until it turns into a sauce. So while that is cooking, I am making the pasta. It is the same recipe that I've shared before, just 2 cups of flour, 3 eggs, about a half teaspoon of salt, and like a teaspoon of olive oil.
Why is oil on the table?
And I'm just whisking that with a fork and then kneading it together until it's a smooth ball. You're supposed to let it rest, but because the sauce is cooking and my children are hungry, I just let it rest for like 5 minutes. And it was fine. I'm also today using like the 00 flour. I've heard people say that you need to use that flour for pasta. So I got a bag to try it to see if it was like really different. And I felt like it was the exact same. But maybe I should do like a side-by-side video of like just normal all-purpose flour and then like the special 00 flour and see if we can tell which is which. That would be fun. So my husband is home, and one thing that people don't really know about my husband is that he volunteers on a prayer phone line. So people will call in for prayer, but majority of the time he has the opportunity to share the gospel with them as well. He is someone who does not waste a minute. So when he's in the car, he uses that time to be on the prayer line, and then he comes home and tells me about some of his calls. I cut all the pasta and then I put it into the boiling water. And now for the sauce, the tomatoes have definitely cooked down. I'm tasting it, re-seasoning it, and also adding 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. And then I'll strain the noodles and add them directly into the sauce. This was so good, and just the visual of it is just so satisfying. There definitely is something in me that feels like I just need to add like ground beef to it or some type of protein. But because this was supposed to be like an authentic Italian recipe, I didn't want to like mess with it by just adding like a packet of ground beef or something. So I just left it the way it is, and it was so good.
I think it's not. I don't see the kind he liked it. I don't see the kind anymore. Wow. That's not funny anymore. Wow.
Watching children trying to eat pasta noodles is just the cutest thing in the world. The baby is down for a nap, and my other 2 boys are out in the garage working out with Daddy, but their food is waiting for them. While they're eating, I am doing some quick cleaning, and then I'm going to get to the yogurt. I pulled it out of the strainer, and it was so thick and creamy. It looked amazing. And then I'm saving the leftover whey for other recipes later on. I also made another batch of yogurt literally the next day because they ate it so fast. And I read online that you can just use the whey instead of using yogurt to make the new yogurt. So I tried that, and that came out great too. I have a lot of laundry to tackle today. I have to clean all of the laundry on the boys' beds, and then I also already have quite a pile built up. I recently tried a new laundry system, and it's the classic situation of don't try to fix what's not broken. Did I say that right? Don't fix what's not broken. Yes, because our laundry system's great. I basically just do 1 load a day, throw everyone's clothes in, and then wash it, and then dry it, and then I'll sort it, and then everyone has to put it away. And that's worked great for us. But I saw someone the other day share about how they have a hamper in everyone's room, and she will just wash one person's laundry every day. And it takes away the need of sorting the laundry, which I feel like takes the most time for me. So I was like, oh, that's a great idea. I need to try it. But the issue is my family is just so used to the routine that we already have. They all just wanted to throw their laundry directly into the wash. Or if my kids are in our bathroom taking a bath, they would all just throw their laundry in our hamper. And like with little kids, you just find laundry everywhere. So if I find laundry, I don't want to have to go like to the boys' hamper and throw their laundry in their hamper. So yeah, it sounded great, but the system did not work for us, and that's fine. So this is my closet, but I recently brought in this recliner and set it up next to the window, and this is my cozy editing spot now. So I'm gonna edit for about 30 minutes and then go start making dinner.
We're trying to find one that has a girl on it that is named Winnie. Mom, what is this? Mom, what is this?
Trash.
Alexa, play Test Driving Toothless.
While my children are searching for Wendy's coupons, I am deciding in this moment what to make for dinner. It's just one of those days where I didn't have anything planned, but I knew we'd be fine. I knew we had many options in the fridge. So I'm making one of our new go-tos that I've shared, I think, a few times now. Old Homestead Pie, I believe. It's from the Prairie Homestead Cookbook by Jill Winger. She has a page in the cookbook that shows you how to make it with what you have. So if you have ground beef, or if you have pork, or ground turkey or chicken, she has a chart breaking down the proteins and then what spices pair best with the proteins and different add-ins. So I just looked at that and followed the recipe on the chart for ground turkey. So far, I've just added some garlic, some onion, I diced some carrots, and then I wanted to add some frozen peas, but all we had was mixed veggies, so I added more carrots, corn, peas, and then I added some ground turkey. I always add more meat to a recipe than it calls for just because we eat a lot of protein. Also, my baby was in a very clingy mood tonight, which now makes sense because I just noticed today that he has a molar coming in, so I think that is why. But it's a little harder to stir the meat when I'm cooking and to do anything when I'm cooking while having him in the carrier. But it's such a sweet time and it's so worth it and I love it. Since my children have been playing with all of these coupons and ads, I thought they would have fun making collages with them. So I grabbed them some paper and scissors and glue, and they are working hard on their collages while I finish dinner. To finish the rest of the meal, I'm making biscuits now. I like to do it in the food processor just because it's very quick, especially when I can't be as hands-on with the baby in the carrier. Also, we are jamming to music right now, and because of that, I can't play any of the audio. But just know, we are having a very fun time over here. But I can tell you what we are listening to, and most of it is the soundtrack from the movie Spirit, like the original Spirit movie. We watched that movie so many times growing up because my sister was obsessed with horses, still is, and now my children love the movie, and it is honestly such a great soundtrack. When my daughter was little, she heard me say so many times, "Alexa, play Get Off of My Back by Bryan Adams," that she literally would name her baby doll Bryan Adams. Like she'd come in and I'd be like, "What's your baby doll's name?" And she'd be like, "It's Bryan Adams." So I love that story. To finish off the recipe, I am topping it with 2 cups of cheese and the biscuits that I got ready, and then I'll put it in the oven for about 20 or so minutes. If you guys would like this recipe, message me on Instagram because I can't find it anywhere online, and I don't know if I'm allowed to post it on my blog, so I can just send you a picture on Instagram if you'd like it. I love recipes where you can do all of the work up front and then clean all of the dishes while you're waiting and then have the whole kitchen cleaned before you actually eat dinner. So I'm working on cleaning up the kitchen and the children are working on cleaning up all the stuff that they use for their collages. They also were so proud of their artwork that they hung it all over the house, which I love and I think it's so cute, and I'm fine with them doing it as long as they take it down pretty soon after. We do have in our homeschool room an area that I let them hang their artwork. So some of them they kept and they hung it up there, but in general, I don't want it taped all over the house. Sorry. My baby has recently become obsessed with balls, specifically this ball, which is a dryer ball, and if you think about it, it's the perfect ball for a baby. So I'll link those below. Now I'm just serving up dinner and then we're gonna eat. Hey guys, time to eat!
Mama?
So next week you have a softball game, and then after your next softball game, there's a big party. And they're gonna have food and like bouncy houses and stuff like that. Isn't that cool? A T-ball party. Alright. We've finished up dinner, and then me and my son Draper traded treats for kisses, which seems like a fair trade. And now I'm going to finish up some laundry. I've shared recently about how most of the time we don't sit all around a table for dinner, which I would like to do, but this is just the best option right now with our setup. But comment below, does your family all sit around a table for dinner, or do you guys kind of spread out like we do? I'm curious to know. Now it's about 7 p.m. and we are going to get ready for bed. If you guys would like to see more videos like this, just a realistic day in the life, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I post videos every Tuesday and Thursday, and I'll see you in the next one.